Hey guys, Dr. Decks here. Today we're in the crisp and frigid 28 degrees in the Pacific Northwest. And I want to talk to you a little bit about a few things that I found that will help keep you warm and keep you moving when you're working outdoors. And the first thing is, recently one of my workers gave this to me, and this is a head gaiter. And what it is, you have your hoodie, you have your jacket hood, but you have this neck gaiter that goes up over your face, and it really does help keep your around your cheeks and your mouth and your nose warm. So basically you can adjust it with this bungee right here for tightness if you want it tighter around your eyes, so in case you have peripheral vision issues, but you want to cinch it up a little bit so that you can still see, but it kind of tucks tightly around your face. This face gaiter, neck gaiter, whatever you want to call this, I've had it on the last few days. It's been like -3 Celsius, or what? It's about 30 or 20, 27, 28 degrees. For us, that's fairly cold. It gets down in the teens here, but not too often. But this week and next week, it's all going to be below 30 degrees every morning when we come to work. The neck gaiter really helps this area of your face, which normally I would pack in like this. And I put this hoodie on here. And then I'm going to take this mic off for a sec. Okay. And then I would take this up like this, and my beard gets caught in my zipper. Ow. And that's about what I normally would have for my face protection. So the neck gaiter just takes it to the next step. Okay, so for, I don't know, 20 bucks, it's not a bad investment. Okay, but before we continue, I want to tell you about Patreon. Patreon is a monthly subscription service where you can get bonus Dr. Decks stuff. We have different tiers that you can subscribe for with different rewards. Starting with Patient, which is $5 a month, you get bonus podcast episodes, access to videos early, Patreon-only member community posts, and thanks in the credits of all Dr. Decks videos. The next tier is Nurse, which is $10 a month, and you get everything in Tier 1 plus Patreon members only Q&A, and you will have your questions answered. And also behind the scenes posts from the job site, which may include photos, videos, and other things that go on that you don't see every day in our other social media accounts. And then there's the Doctor tier, which is $15 a month, and that includes everything from tiers 1 and 2, plus discounts on merch, a members only advice show, and you can submit video ideas which we will consider making into real videos. And then there's our ultimate tier, which is our surgeon level, which is $25 a month, and that includes tiers 1, 2, and 3, plus you will get an official Dr. Decks t-shirt. You will also get a discount on Dr. Decks masterclasses, and a monthly exclusive Patreon Dr. Decks tutorial video that is super in-depth. So if you like this channel and you like what you see, but you want a little bit more in depth from Dr. Decks, consider subscribing to our Patreon. All right, so let's get back to the video. So the next thing I have, and these were given to me by my wife for Christmas, these are electric heated gloves. Now there's 3 temperature settings. Right now it's just on low. So heated gloves are great. These are not gonna be the best for construction. They're gonna wear out. So go in knowing that if you invest in these, they may last you a season if you're lucky. They may only last you a month. I don't know. The jury's still out. This is my second week, and I can already see the fingertips are starting to deteriorate. Things are starting to wear out a little bit. But the important thing is I've been able to feel my fingers all week in sub-freezing temperatures. So what that for me is, like, normally I get to a point where I cannot feel my fingers. Now, right now, these are on low, so I can run these all day on low. The whole concept here is not to keep your hands toasty warm. It's just to make it so you can feel your fingers and they're not freezing, okay? So I keep this temperature on low to medium if my hands are really cold, but I rarely will put them on high unless I'm just like shivering cold. There's a zipper right here, and there's a battery pack that pulls out. This battery just unplugs, and then you have a charger that has a double inlet that you can charge them both at the same time. So I take these gloves home every night, unplug them, plug them back into the wall charger, and charge them all night, and then they're ready to go for the next day. And that's actually worked out so well. And these gloves are a little thinner. Studio Man bought me some a couple years ago that were a little bit thicker, and they're a little bit harder to work in. These are a little thinner, which don't keep your hands quite as warm. But again, we're not trying to keep them hot. We're just trying to keep them so we can feel our fingers and they don't go numb. right? So the two things that are the most important to me when I'm working, so there's low, there's high on red, there's medium on white, and blue is low. And then another thing is if I'm gonna like take these off or put on some G-tape, or I need real dexterity where I have to have my fingers, I'll tuck these and put them in my pocket like this. And believe it or not, that actually kind of keeps the gloves pre-warm. So when I put them back on, I can actually feel a little bit of warmth. So if I have that tingle in my fingers, I can put the gloves on and it already starts to kind of help keep my hands from freezing. Okay, so then another thing that we wear is multiple layers. I have a Blockwater rain jacket on, and then I have a Blockwater hoodie. Then I have a Sport Fit t-shirt, and underneath that I have a Blockwater long sleeve shirt. So that's my 4 layers that I'll wear in the colder winter months. If I have to, if it's getting warm or I'm starting to sweat too much, I'll take the hoodie off and leave the jacket on, or if the sun's out, I'll take the jacket off and leave the hoodie on, and then I can just layer appropriately depending on how warm it gets. Okay, going to the feet, right? These Blockwater boots, these are a BOA style boot, so they're easy to put on and off. You just push this down and cinch it up. Easy on, easy off. It's easy to, at the end of the day, to pop that boot off. And there you go. Now what you see here are a pair of heated socks. These were a gift from one of my workers. I think he got them at Costco. And again, they have a battery powered power pack right here. And you can see the battery level right there. The cool thing about these boots, it comes with a remote control. So if my feet are getting really warm, there's 3 different heat settings. There's low, medium, and high. It works with both battery packs. There's one in each sock. And then there's also off. If my feet are starting to sweat, that's the worst you can do. So again, you don't want your toes toasty warm. I just like to be able to feel my toes when I'm working. I'm type 2 diabetic. This is the worst possible thing is when I have cold feet. Not only because my feet hurt, but because I'm type 2, it's actually dangerous if I have super cold toes. So I put these on low, and usually either low or medium. First thing in the morning, I might put them on high, but then my feet start to sweat, and then I'll realize that, and then I'll move it into a different temperature setting. You can also do it manually. There's a button right here on the top of the battery pack that'll allow you to do it manually. But I find after layering up, it's a lot easier just to use this remote control. And then it's the same thing. You just tuck everything away, zip it up, and then you got your control all day. I'm gonna put those on medium right now because that foot's a little cold. And then I have also a layer of thermals underneath my Blockwater pants on these colder days to help keep my legs and my core warm while we're out working. Okay, so back on with the boot. See how fast and easy that is, man? It's just, usually like at the end of the day, I don't want to drive in my work boots, so I'll pop those off and throw on my shoes, like my slip-ins or something, and I'm good to go. Okay, so there's everything that I wear. Now let's go downstairs and talk about a couple more things that we use to help keep things warm. All right, so a couple more things that we do when it's cold and you're just having a hard time keeping your hands warm. We have this kettle. It's an electric kettle. It boils water up to like 212 degrees. And we'll pour this hot water into a container like so. And we'll go ahead and put the lid on that. And this is courtesy of Bentley. This is Bentley's concept. But believe it or not, man, that feels really good. Just to keep your hands warm. You can like really start to feel the tingle. Now, there's a lot of you that don't work or have never spent 8 hours out in the cold. But if you work outside, then you'll know that these techniques and tips are gonna really help you. You can keep this in your jacket. It'll help keep your core warm. If it leaks, it'll burn your fingers a little bit, so be careful about that. We also have a microwave on site. So this is something in the last couple of years that I've really become accustomed to. It's great for warming up your lunches, which I love, but also something, again, that Bentley showed us was he takes old socks and fills them full of rice and ties a knot in them. And then after about a minute and a half in the microwave, these become warm. And they're kind of like having a hot hands, but you can keep reheating them. And again, you can put them in your pockets, and you just can put your hands in there once in a while just to kind of warm them up. Ah, that feels so good. And then, you know, the microwave's limitless use, so they're never going to wear out. You just keep using them over and over and over. So even if you have to take a couple, 3, 4, or 5 minutes just to warm your hands up, once you get them warm and you get that tingle back in your fingers and you can feel your hands again, then you can get back to work, and then they'll stay warm for a while. Maybe in some of those really cold states, I don't know for sure. I'm just letting you know what works for us in this wet and damp climate that we work in. And the last thing we have for you guys is a towel warmer. Now, my wife got me this for Christmas as a gift for my hot tub. So when I would get out of my hot tub, I'd have warm towels, but I didn't really use it for that. So we brought it to work. I was gonna give it to one of my guys as a gift. He said, you know what, why don't we use it at work? And what you do is you put your wet and your dry gloves, you can put towels in here. You can even put your caulk in here if you needed to warm it up a little bit, but it keeps your gloves warm, keeps a nice warm towel. Like, it just makes a difference when you're getting beat up by the weather. If you have a dry area where you can keep all this stuff, like we either have a tent, we're just really blessed to have this covered area today where we're working, so that we have this nice area that we're just kind of spoiled rotten. But you know what? We're going to exploit it because it makes our lives so much easier. We don't have to worry about much of this in the summertime, but in these winter months when it's cold, those are some great ways, guys, to keep yourself warm and keep yourself working and have a little bit of creature comforts on the job site when you're just out in these brutal weather conditions. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, click that subscribe button, hit the bell icon to be notified when we're putting out new content. And thanks for watching this video, guys. Thanks for coming to our channel. Have a great day.